money, with truth in our hands. No more silence, we take a stand. For the people who cry for the dreams that fade, we speak for the hearts that justice betrayed. Radio True Media
on FM 103.9.
Radio True Media
on FM 103.9.
Now we voice, now we power. True Media go shine like tower. We no go fear, we go talk. Even if they know how make we talk. True Media Radio on FM 103.9.
Now God we dey Friday, not true we dey preach. Freedom of speech, now that we dey teach.
For Salon, we go stand tall. Radio True Media,
one voice for all.
We honor the land, the struggle, the fight. We shine a light in the darkest night, because we believe in hard work and faith to Sierra Leone way. We hold the line, come what may.
Them one set we more them, but we go shout. Now the poor man voice we they bring out.
Now we are right for know the truth. Now that make we go protect the truth.
Truth began, no they neglect anyone.
We are the voice, we are the flame. Truth will rise, they'll know our name. We are the truth and nothing else.
Truth they get, we know they play.
Now for Salon, we declare the way. Tune in every day.
Anytime we see you, where you go you come, I must tell you Cabo. Cabo, 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 Cabo. Anytime we see you, where you go you come, we must tell you Cabo. Cabo, 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 Cabo. Anytime we see you, where you go you come, we must tell you Cabo.
Kushe Salon, welcome to another edition of the Truth Ivnin Tok. Of course, the program where they educate you, the program where they entertain you, the program where can bring all the gist to them, because this is a young people conversation normally we can get na this program. And as always, you dey get we live now we studios na Hillcourt on Truth FM 103.9, and you same way so can be part of this conversation by going to our Facebook page and we YouTube channel at Truth Media SL. Don't forget say the Truth Ivnin Tok can come to you every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. As always, we forget a very exciting conversation today. You know, this na issue we don't they pose serious threat. I mean, the topic we can discuss today, they pose serious threat to society and even we as humans them. Because at the end of the day, if we're not able to address this challenge, it becomes a problem. And the topic today we get for can discuss now how me and you, the plastic them, you know, over the years we don't see a lot of factories where they produce rubber drinks them. We don't see a lot of factories them where they into packet water production. And the question we need for the ask ourselves now, all of them plastic here where they come na society, you know, after we could open the bottle water and drink, after we could open the rubber drink and sip within the inside, you drink the water na the packet, how we can dispose of them, how we can get rid of them na the communities. Is it that we can just throw in a gutter? Is it that we can just fling them na street? Now that kind of conversation that we want to forget today. How the plastic them way cannot turn waste, how we able for recycle them mean say make other thing out of them wey dem no go just dey na we gutter them, block we gutter them during raining season. We find out say the gutter there was a time, I think some 1-2 years ago, the Samba gutter been blocked because you get a lot of rubber that we been dey na the gutter dem just stuck na the place dey water not being able for flow through, so that may cause flooding around that community dey. And plenty other communities themselves dey face similar challenge when it come, especially the slum areas them, because most of the plastic here wey dey to go in a gutter, they all dey go down na the sea. They all dey go park na the slum areas here. So when see rainy season come, then they suffer the biggest loss, because at the end of the day, if the water no get side for pass, you dey find out say the water get for fend road for himself. So for discuss this topic, na the studio I get the executive director for the hands-on development and social transformation organization. By the way, this organization wey they work closely with community people them for see how then they turn plastic waste into some other thing that will be useful either to the community as a whole or either to individuals them. In name na Grace Nola Piloya. I am sorry if I pronounce your name wrongly, but na the executive director for the hands-on development and social transformation. And of course, we always Kingona State forget the views of the people them. Waiting people and think, but the topic we get can discuss na the studios, waiting at people their idea about that topic they waiting at them perception. And so today not being different, we go na the streets back and try forget the views of people then. Let me take that vox pop day, and after we can get into the conversation deeper. Let me get the vox pop.
My name James, being a student. Alright, basically my idea I to say plastic the one bad thing where if you do all over it cause a lot of damage. Where very important for let them take care of. One, when you protect how they waste plastic in our environment, it help for cure disease and pollution at the same time. It also cause flooding. Plastic has something because if you put an drainage then and when water the pass, you get a lot of blockage, you know, they get easy access for pass. So and also they can make mosquitoes they get that and it cause malaria. And also for human protection. Too much environment with dirty they cause like I said diseases. And also for save animals them around. We get some animals really rely on plastic. If you see that they are around it must go swell and they cause all that thing will make it die quick. And also for keep the country clean, we need for be careful and you know for waste plastic anyhow over Sunday. So basically I can say that. Yeah, important like a measure if we be compulsory, but like a measure they get certain thing we because like I say fluoridation. So if we take care of that and we can compulsory that nobody for to weigh plastic and street, it cure all some of them in our measure. One, in fact, when the country clean, it attract tourists and they make the country look beautiful and they make plenty people in admire for big parts of your country. So plastic also because death in our environment for there. You go see an area we call east to west. So the west area is really admired because of how they take care of the setting. But when you go to other environment, you see because of the careless waste of plastic, people like they see this area too dirty also. So that's also the beautified place when you take care of plastic. The beach areas, because mostly when it is Sundays, the beach is so jam packed and everybody can just throw plastic as how you want. So I feel see Ghana one place where if we talk about recycling, then Ghana one place we for consider. One, we as individuals, health is wealth, so get that at the back of mind. The how you present yourself now, so then they buy you. So we forget time as a mention, see, in all is at all for letting to eat plastic on our street. Yeah, if and again, if we they take care of the environment, we see nobody really treat plastic, you really go treat plastic. So I feel see that now always students for play and therefore be so serious over that and make sure they put her all over the country. Okay.
So this now waiting people and think about how we're able to manage plastic waste. Now we community and by extension the country we dey listen the young man in fact they recommend say that we make a compulsory that people not for the throw away plastic waste just like that na treat. I think over some time ago council been put some dustbin then some side within tongue, and for see say people dump them waste inside it, because you dey see some even dey inside motor carry don drink the water done, instead of e left hand at the motor carry go trash and else e just say pull am and send am a treat. But don't forget say this na the Truth Evening Talk, wey dey come to you every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. And for be part of this conversation, you can send me a message through the short code wey you dey see on the screen, 239, or you left we you comment you thought you view on this topic now with Facebook page. We certainly get for Cam Day, for Cam read all of them comments, and we still get Grace na the studio, like I say, na the executive director for Hosoto, way they work hand in hand with community people and for see how they go manage waste. We hope say by the end of this conversation we all go learn say we need for look after we society, and we need for dispose of waste properly. Good evening, Madam Grace. How are you?
Good evening. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Good evening, viewers. My name is Grace Nola. I'm the Executive Director for Hands-on Development and Social Transformation at Soto. We're into waste management, particularly on plastics more. Thank you very much.
Okay, so while should they start the conversation, Madam Grace? The other day they watch a report and then they say globally, then just they recycle 10% of plastic waste. So whose level way I sure say with waste management you don't there around and at this country for quite some time. If globally then just they recycle 10% of waste, how much percent of we plastic waste in a Salonia we they recycle?
Really, plastics to begin with is a crisis. I may say it's a crisis because if you take a walk around, you will always meet with the unwelcoming litters of plastics because it's on a daily basis in the markets, on the streets, in schools, in public places, on our beaches, in the streets. It's almost everywhere. Yes, globally, it's a crisis. It's a global issue. And Sierra Leone as a country is part of the globe, which means if it is a global crisis, then Sierra Leone automatically shares in the crisis. Annually, Sierra Leone produces an estimated 1,030 tons of plastic liters of waste that finds itself into the water or the environment. The globe globally recycles only 10%, which means we are also in that 10%. We are not even anywhere close to 10%. Because when you look around, how many recycling plants do we have in the country? It's really dire. The situation is dire.
Okay, yeah. So whose danger way plastic waste they pose to the society? Because you don't talk say the 10% we globally then they recycle from plastic waste, we don't even they close to 10%. And you talk say a crisis. I mean plastic waste. Whose danger way plastic waste basically they pose to society?
Like I always say, plastic is not too friendly. Much as is a necessary evil, it's not too friendly. One, it doesn't get absorbed. It does not decompose. It does not rot easily. Which means it's not eco-friendly. It does not get dissolved into the earth. It doesn't. One, when it is like piled into the drains, into the drainage systems, it brings about drain clogging. It clogs the drains. When I say clogging of drains, it blocks the drains. And when heavy downforce comes, you know water has force. Water has a lot of force. Although it is soft to touch, but it has force. So when it comes, it forces its way. And which means that when it meets with those obstacles, it brings about flooding. and we all can see and know what we have gone through in terms of flooding. That is one. Two, when they block the drainages, it creates a breeding ground for vermins, for mosquitoes, and related resultant impacts. Mosquitoes, of course, malaria comes inside. And clogged drainages attracts vermins, rodents, rats, snakes, name it. All those are not good for us, for ourselves. Not just that. When you look at the sea, the ocean, which touches Freetown, yesterday or the day before yesterday, I was at the city council trying to renew the certificate. When I looked at the sea, almost that one part of the sea that touches King Jimmy, that wharf is covered with plastics. Then I'm like, wow. And you know, we have fish, the aquatic life under the water. They are getting suffocated, which means plastic is covering the sea surface, the water surface, from having access to the water. And there's life underwater, which means it is also responsible for the number of fish reducing. Plastic is reducing the number of fish and every other thing under the water. Not just that, plastic gets its way into our food chain. It's getting into the food chain because kind of it gets into smaller particles, and it gets into our food chain, which is harmful. Then the fourth thing is just the ordinary litter of plastics around is not welcoming to tourists. It's not welcoming. Me in particular, I don't like litters. I don't like any dirt that I come around. When I find myself in a public transport, you hear plastic, I will caution you. I will tell you, say, please pick it up. Pick it up. So plastic is not so friendly. Much as we use it on a daily basis, it's not too friendly.
Okay,
It's
you make mention say in fact plastic they find a way into the food chain in our society, and so now they want make her ask how plastic pollution they affect water sources, because they also be they talk about of course stream and rivers them and the sea and all of that. How plastic pollution they affect water sources them and subsequently food production na the public.
Now, one thing we know about plastics is that it's not organic and it is synthetic. Synthetic means it has components of polythene, chemicals, it has chemicals inside. And to some extent, it gets these smaller particles that kind of it gets its way into our system, into the food system, starting from the fish. The fish gets it, then the small particles will also eat it in fish. So kind of it gets into the food chain. It gets into the food chain.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also want to ask, waiting at the link, lately, I think it was in February, if you still remember, we rain be the come inside February, as hot as February and March can be. Now we even say rain they come inside March, we they talk about climate change and all of that. Is it that plastic pollution also they contribute to climate change?
It contributes immensely to climate change because when we say now plastic, okay, most of the waste management methods that we practice on a daily basis is where they don't gather all the plastics, they dump it, then they put it on fire, they burn it. Burning is like the smoke goes up.
Yeah.
It's polluting the environment, it's polluting the atmosphere. Then to some extent, to a large extent, yes, it pollutes our atmosphere. Yes, it's contributing to climate change.
Okay.
Yes.
You done the work closely with communities them, especially within Freetown. What do you think say that the biggest challenge we make we still able to get rid of plastic pollution yet, in as much as it cause so much danger to the country and some communities in the country, especially slum areas. What do you think, say, from the people they end, you don't interface with them? What do you think, say, are the biggest challenge we make this problem still there around? Is it that the manufacturers of them plastic products here now for take responsibility and find better ways of recycling them plastic here? Or is it that now we the people we can make use of them plastic tear knocking just find way for dispose them properly? Waiting are the issue really?
The really issue with this plastic pollution, especially in Freetown, is that I may say, I'm sorry to say, but we'll have to talk about it. The ways or the methods of waste management is not so proper. We don't have any proper waste management system that you say, okay, this is the system that we have to use. So it's like households, individuals, it depends on now the individuals themselves or the households. They gather plastic, go through it, now the water side. So there's no system, there's no structure that, okay, this is where the plastic should go, this is how it should be disposed. So that is a very big challenge. Then too, the recycling plans is challenging because we don't have access to it. It's not there. They are not there. The few that are there also it's not reachable to almost everybody. So those are the two key challenges when we see the improper methods of waste management is key, is contributing to the pollution in Freetown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. They ask again, one person where they work closely with the community and the community people them. In fact, you get a recent project where they implement now 3 communities in na Freetown. We mean say you they work closely with them and you don't dey try to understand waiting at the issue there. With the kind waiting where they explain say we get issue with waste management and the people their attitude to how then they dispose of waste. You think say we need law in this country where they restrict people not for dump waste in improper places just like that's like how people they do now, or they for compel authorities them for properly the dispose of waste?
Answering that question, like I said at the beginning of this conversation, plastic is a necessary evil. We are here to live with it, and it is here to stay. That's why there's nothing like eliminating plastic pollution. There is only reducing plastic pollution, because the manufacturing companies that are also engaging in the manufacture of plastic products like Miller tanks, they are also business people. And you also don't want to knock people out of business. So it is always like it is a win-win situation. Much as you are reducing plastic pollution, you are also not killing people's businesses. My interactions with the communities in the interventions that is UNDP funded is that there should be proper waste management system, proper waste management system. Then more so, we advocate for recycling. Recycling is like repurposing. We don't want a situation where after this, I just dump it and then it ends in the environment or in the water, in the system. But if I can also make good use of this after this, that is through recycling, then it will be better. We make good use of the plastics products in another form. That way it will be okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Then of course laws, the government laws that it will not mean say banning as per se, because it's a process. You don't wake up one day and you just say no, we don't want plastics. There has to be a process towards policies of waste management.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Then also the government should hold the manufacturing companies to account. That they will have to also do, it's not a matter of manufacturing and dumping it. They'll have to follow it to the end. It's like, if I may suggest, the government should put a law that any manufacturing company that manufactures plastic products should attach a recycling plant to it. Attaching a recycling plant will go a long way. Apart from reducing the pollution, it will also create jobs for people, for the youth more so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask, waiting on be hands-on development and social transformation, the intervention for able for manage plastic waste over the years. Waiting on be on interventions then.
Actually, if we may go into that, we are just piloting a phase. It's a scheme that we are piloting, that we were able to get funding from the UNDP, that is United Nations Development Program. So far, what we are doing basically is baseline, because I don't know if I came with the yes. What we are doing is baseline, that we want to see better solutions to reduce plastic in Freetown. Our intervention areas is targeting 3 locations, that is Regent in the western area rural, Lomley in the western area urban, and Brookfields. So it's like we still want to get a way of properly coming at solutions that will reduce plastic waste in Freetown, and you can't do that without carrying a baseline. So actually we are still at the baby stage. We are piloting. We want to see what is going to work best. That's why we engaged engineering companies to carry out a complete baseline, because now what you know, the waste, the level of waste that gets disposed at the dumping site is when you will also come up with solutions. It's only when you know the water flow, amount of plastics that gets carried during the rain season, that you will also come up with solutions. That's why there's a baseline survey that we have also conducted now. Then what we want to do, we are going to construct a catchment system. If you can see, this is the engineering design that our engineering team have already developed. Based on this, with the recommendations, we are going to submit this one to UNDP, because we are talking of getting a way of trapping plastics from entering the water, from entering the sea. That is what we are trying to do. Doing that means you build things like gate traps, you build things like catchment systems. Catchment systems, according to this engineering design, is a structure that will trap plastics when it gets swept by rainwater, so that it doesn't enter the water. It doesn't enter the sea. So having done this now, we now produce sorting platforms where now we mobilize community volunteers to come and pick the plastics and then now link it to the recycling plants. That is what we are doing. It's basically at the initial stages, piloting, baseline more. That's why when you went to our offices, most of my field, the team, they were in the field. They only joined later.
Okay, so why is it that hands-on development and social transformation choose for just work with Regent community, Lumley community, and also that community? Why is it that una just choose for work with them 3 communities? Now they comply with una, or una feel say then they in a very risky position, or why is it?
Yes, the compliance aspect is also one. When you come up with a project, you need to be accepted. You need to be accepted into the community. After doing several engagements with the different communities, we found that these 3 places or locations accepted the idea. 2, we based our mapping or identifying the target locations based on the hotspots. When you see properly, if you have ever taken a ride, you go maybe grafting. Before this time, I know we have done a lot of cleaning now, right now. Before this time, you would meet with the eyesores when you pass the Regent Bridge. We did a lot of clearing of of drainages and cleaning. We did a lot of that, and then the councillors are also joining hands. Then other people are also joining hands. So these were the hot spots. And when you go to Lumley, it's also a hot spot. When you go to the Lumley Creek, when you go by the golf course, golf,
Golf club.
yes, yeah, the club. When you go up for join where there was St. Mary's supermarket for getting to Juba, as you go that side, there's a particular point there which is a really hot spot. That's why we have also chosen that place. Then Brookfields, of course, say plastic zone. Yeah, so that is how we used to identify the places.
Okay, so while Suna they work on this pilot phase of the project, of course, plastic waste and still go there in the community. Is it that Suna they wait first for get approval from UNDP for go ahead with this project, or Una don't start small work first for the gather the plastic they within the community?
We don't do boku. Actually, we don't do. Before we even engage the engineers, we already did so many other cleaning exercises. We are not waiting for the UNDP. We are also looking for other people to come on board, because UNDP also alone cannot handle plastic. Now, all man business. We dey look for partnerships. But already, we are so grateful for the support where the UNDP has provided. Because UNDP, if you know the history of UNDP, especially in this country, they are doing a very great work towards community development. And plastic is an issue that is affecting the communities, it's affecting the society, and UNDP is coming in handy to help, although it is overwhelming, and we cannot do all over the country in one go. That's why we are piloting in few hotspots. Of course, it will be replicated to other areas.
Okay. So one last thing we're going to ask before we go for commercial break. Now, how you don't dey mobilize then community? Because they just go there no more. Then community are getting stakeholders then get the structures them. How you don't dey mobilize them for able for ensure say you help them for handle them plastic waste properly, and you able for get rid of them plastic waste and then use them, you recycle them, we then serve get for form part of the thing that you get for use for this project.
Yeah, when you come up with this kind of ideas or in any program where you come with them, you demobilize and you don't just go begin asking people, come on, I can't let you gather dirty. You don't do that. You go and engage the key stakeholders there. Key stakeholders there are people like youth groups, youth leaders, women leaders, the police, the authorities that who are mandated with the waste management, like the city council, like the councillors, like the headman, the traditional leaders. All these are key stakeholders. So we first approach them, we share the idea with them, we engage them on several engagement meetings. We had engagement meetings with them before we came up with the project.
Okay. Thank you very much, Madam Grace. The conversation quite interesting, and of course, we all get a role for play for ensure say we not allow plastic waste, the rubber drink they will get in our community, the water they will in a bottle, the water they will in a plastic, not forget into the sea and cause problem for we now with various communities. And don't forget say they listen to the Truth Evening Talk, a program we can educate you, they gist you, of course can entertain and inform you. For be part of this conversation, you can send me a message through the short code 239, or just left we you comment now with Facebook page. I certainly get for Cam Day for can watch the comments and when I don't send at the Facebook page, when I views the one I don't share, when I thought on this topic. I certainly get for Candy for can watch, then comment, and my name na Andrew Chopele. We dey go for a commercial break. When we come back, we can continue the conversation. Please stay with me.
You want to do more faster? Any Sayude, the EcoBank mobile app, they puts the power of banking now you want. The app they make you able for pull cash from any ATM or express points. You don't even need a card. Send money across all 33 African countries them with rapid transfer. Transfer funds locally or internationally. Pay bills them like school fees, lights bill, even tax. All just with one tap.
That's not all. The app safe to make you able for buy top up for you AfriCell and your Orange right now. You fit create virtual card or load your prepaid card direct from the app so you can shop online with no worry. When you want surprise your party, just send them one your durable token with go cash out, and if you go shopping, just scan and pay with your EcoBank Pay.
EcoBank mobile app fast, convenience and security all day na you want. Download the EcoBank mobile app today and bank the smart way.
EcoBank, a better way, a better Africa.
This late and Gamada season, only they turn you every day call them to big win. Yes, because we dare together. You can win over 1 million euros worth of prize them. Just make call, we go hit 50 euros every week and win 5,000 euros worth of food item them. Renew solar subscription or buy new solar kit and win 5,000 euros worth of food item them plus 10 minutes free call. Yes, we dey get winner every week. But wait oh, this is don't loud, yeah? Make call we go hit 250 euros every month and you can drive brand new keke. Waiting that inside this season, we get fit and blessing. Your connection for make you enjoy. Call more and win big. Orange, the better when we dare together.
Orange.
We're trendy and youthful.
We're UBA.
Inside Africa today, money they move with speed, but not only with trust. And trust in name na Africash by UBA. Whether you in Nigeria or Ghana, Kenya, Liberia or Salon Safe, Africash they connect all African country them. With Africash, you go able send and receive money outside Salon to other African country them. Simple one. Whether you get account with UBA or not, it no matter. UBA design Africash for all man, any size and anytime inside Africa. If fast, you go able send and receive money direct na any UBA bank or any UBA branch or agent office. Yes, oh yes, Africash they give you the power for do am easy one with no stress. Na Africash na the bra for send money na all the African country them. Go na any UBA branch or agent location today for send and receive money one time. For more information, call we na 078 200 200 or email winner cfcsierraleone@ubagroup.com.
UBA, Africa's global bank. One brand, partnering for progress.
Welcome back. Don't forget to say this is Truth Ivnin Tok. We come to you on Truth FM 103.9 every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. We bring the program come to you today. My name is Andrew Chupele. Don't forget to say the topic they discuss today na plastic waste and how it pose threat to public safety. Like we been on the talk and like Madam Grace don't share your own experience for plastic waste and we all don't see that the communities the way we might today or the communities them around we. Well, for some time we don't hear about flooding, we don't hear about water just broke through some wall, the wall for dump and people because the water not been get way for pass and so normally we water go face some blockage or something, it defend road for himself. So they discuss how we are able to manage them plastic waste there so that they not cause problem now with society. We don't hear from Madam Grace where they share an idea say if we don't take time plastic waste go even find a way into we food chain, it go even unbog with food we for it go unbog the fish then at the water, it go even unbog the sea. And so we need for think about how we go handle this problem. If you want to be part of this conversation, you can send we a message to the short code 239 or left with you comment now with Facebook page. I certainly get for Cam Day for can watch, then comment and they will still get Madam Grace at the studio. Madam Grace, another thing we be dey get conversation around una intervention, wetin una don dey do and all of that and before we go for the commercial break. And so I want for ask, whose role you think say banking on your experience with communities and all of that, and whose role you think say communities then go play for able for address this emerging issue wey you dey refer to as a crisis? Whose role you think say they go play?
Well, what I would also suggest, getting solutions to plastic waste pollution has to be community-based. Community involvement is going to be paramount. Because look at it, the community starts from the house, from the household. And a day the dirty they begin first. Before you even go to the community, you don't begin generate dirty. Now the house. So you are part of the problem. You are the one creating the problem. Which means it is you who started the problem that should be part of the solution. You don't generate a plastic by selling sachet water, by selling soft drink, by this and that. So when it comes to fighting the issue now, it is the community that has to be involved. Now, when you watch the programs that is being supported by UNDP, normally it is they involve highly the community because they are the only ones who can get rid of it. In one of our exercises, I mobilized the village youths from Regent Village, and they were the ones who actively participated in cleaning the bridge, the Regent Bridge. So the community has a very big role to play if we are to get somewhere in this whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
As part of una don't get support from UNDP and I sure say una don't get una planned activities for get rid of plastic waste. That in 3 communities there. What are some of una activities way? Of course the catchment now for being around the sea so that plastic waste are not going to go into the sea now. One, maybe you want for share the few other activities way when get in store, we get from part of the interventions when get for ensure say when reduce plastic waste in the community, that then 3 communities there.
My brother, let me start by taking you back. We are not going to build catchment structures around the sea. It's like you're going to build a one whole Atlantic Ocean. No, we are not going to do that. What we are doing is, it's a pilot. We are just taking some pilot hotspots. There are some entry points that we think that, yes, through the surveys we conducted, that this is the point where
you've identified the hotspots.
Yes, the hotspots, that this is where plastics gets its way into the sea. That is like the Lonely Creek. When you see that place, and you say, say yes, now here water they carry all the plastic they send inside the water. We are going to do that. Apart from these catchment systems, of course, the cleaning exercise, we have already done it for the last 2 weeks. We are doing cleaning. Anytime we clean, we gather the dirty, we link to the recycling plants, the detaker. That's what we are doing. Actually, before we even gather the plastics, we sort it. We sort it from the point where we gather it. When you go to Regent, when you are passing, it's not something hidden. It's just by the bridge, by Regent Park. So we gather it, we sort it. The ones that has to go to the council, because they are mandated to take care of the waste, they will take it. I link up with them, they carry it and go with it. Then the ones that is plastic, more I target this one. Because the 3rd phase of my project, I'm going to make good use of this one to build a structure, a temporary structure. This thing, instead of just littering the place like that, we are going to make good use of it. We are going to pack sand inside this. Then we build structures. As you can see this is also plastic bottles that is being used. So instead of littering the whole place, we make good use of it as bricks, because we are also looking at environmental protection aspect of it. We are not going to begin laying bricks. We don't want to degrade our land, which is already degraded overwhelmingly. So we are going to use this one, pack sand or sawdust from the carpentry, from those workshops, and we are going to use it. As you can see, it's a material that they use for construction. In East Africa, it's largely used to erect perimeter fences, structures. That is what they use, instead of degrading the land, making bricks here and that, which is also expensive to some extent. So instead of throwing them away, we're going to make good use of this. Then there's awareness raising campaigns that is going on how to manage waste. You don't just throw things like that. We can launch a campaign of pick a plastic. If we decide and say every Sierra Leonean decides to pick a plastic, we are going to reduce a lot. Yes, pick one. Let her pick. Let him pick. Let everybody pick a plastic and take care of it. Then we are going to get rid of this litter.
Okay.
Yeah.
As always, we get a segment in this program where we can spotlight either people they do very well in line with the topic where they discuss, or people where they engage in activities the way they in line with the topic where they discuss. And today not different. Today we spotlight video. We been chanced for get the video from, of course, it get for be a surprise, by the way, from the guest. One of the activities then a regent and make mention of while semi they get a cleaning exercise. Let we get that spotlight video there. After that spotlight video, we can continue the conversation.
In Regent's community, plastic waste has become more than litter. It clogs our drains, pollutes our land, threatens our health. But what if waste could become opportunity? Hot Soto is changing the story. With support from the United Nations Development Programme, young people in Regent are leading a plastic recycling movement, not just cleaning the environment, but building a sustainable future. This initiative transforms plastic waste into reusable materials, reducing pollution, creating income opportunities, and empowering youth. What was once waste is now a resource. What was once a challenge is now a solution driven by the community itself.
This is the answer of development where I count at the mountain through UNDP, where we serve the youth and at the mountain, we serve the type of support region youth. Well, we're glad for this organization because they try for cleaning community and we serve we don't see how you be done today. Nobody be done party at what we see him, nobody get no help. Say we no see nothing. So let's see on how mommy come. Say anyone come how their development there because we the youth them and how we dey on our highway people they do business and why 2-3 youth men and they have after they survive through this water. So it can mobilize we for now do cleaning as hands of work. So we say for the youth as we see now, we don't clean the place, we don't get that dirty. Then even this dirty will get a lot of saying I get for left for. We get for bag, we get for couch bag for we bag all thing from there. I get for couch motor car, we load all thing go. And this one don't start. Don't be saying I no more as many brothers there. That's what we get for you do all out in community. Maybe today when I see when I tomorrow and other side we get for go enter the mountain. It's all about the mountain cleanliness. So we need help as we see the try for Kaisawi through UNDP and in Rusabi because I encounter this so we really appreciate yourself for bloody. Let me say we not be able but not be getting one with the Kenya we for come mobilize we can speed we for do that work now. It's okay, no easy. People accept the see the kind of be there. There's not always congrats, encourage, they make young man and can work inside there. Sika through here brothers them can talk to we say for think say it's not true. who self put on according to wetin tell you who self do am, and na who self, although yes the dirty no go into, but when people dey pass dey see the cleanliness and see the environment, who self na moral tori, yeah, who self really appreciate. So thanks the mami for that. May God give her the support more, so that as he don dey vote for clean this community as regent, let God give her the energy more and the power. Let God give her support, the finance. I really appreciate. So thanks God to that.
Through this project, Regents is becoming cleaner, youth are gaining skills, the community is becoming more resilient, and a new culture of environmental responsibility is taking root. But this is just the beginning. With continued partnership and investment, Otsoto can expand recycling operations, create more green jobs, and scale impact across Sierra Leone. Together, we can turn plastic waste into possibility.
We all supposed to put hand together for bring an end to this crisis now in communities them. You can imagine the kind of dirty within that gutter, that kind of plastic water, bottle water and all thing, rubber drink waste and all we stock in that gutter. You can imagine if rainy season come and that kind dirty they pack inside that gutter. It means water no get forget way for pass. And the region's a very big community. It means if you see that gutter they block, flooding they happen. Who knows who that will be affected? Even we the community people, we supposed to begin take responsibility of their with actions here. Because if we all just they dump with plastic waste inside the gutter, it becomes a problem. Bulk of the water where they run commodore regions, it come down at the land, it come down at the sea, it can affect other communities them. So we shouldn't be selfish. We're not supposed to just care, oh, this dirty don't come out in our meals. Or we just drink the rubber drink and just throw it and treat like that. Drink your bottle water, instead of you put them in your bag, you go throw it, you dispose of them properly in a use, you just throw it and treat. In fact, the way you can beat me imagination, and when you dey inside motorcar, they pull dirty inside motorcar, send an treat. You dey inside keke, they pull dirty inside keke, you throw away and treat. Why not left her inside the keke or the motorcar? The person we get a motorcar or keke go fend way for handle and properly. We still get Grace at the studio. The Spotlight video we just watch. Now one of Grace organization, hands-on development and social transformation, the intervention the way that they make na various communities, especially the agent community, for able for CC they remove plastic waste in their communities there, especially for save them communities there before the rainy season they come. And so Madam Grace, I want to ask, whose innovative wisdom when I don't they use over the years for help this country tackle this problem? Improper disposal of plastic waste in the community.
Yeah, originally, what I want to do, or what our organization wants to do with plastic waste, especially the bottles, how they call, to take. One other way is, apart from linking to recycling plants, if the resources permit, if we get more resources, we will also get into making good use of plastics for making low carbon materials like paving tiles, although we have not gone into that, but that is a possibility. Like in the video where you see the boy say, once we don't start, it's just the beginning. When we get the resources, we'll get into that, because we can make tiles, paving tiles, using plastic. You melt it, you mix it with certain things, with the sun, and then you make tiles for paving compounds, drainages, and all that stuff. Then we can also make good use of it by making ceiling boards. That is with technology. but that is when the funding will be available. What we are going to do in the second phase of this particular running project is that we are going to just use the tick as it is and assemble it as bricks. That is how we are going to start. But this is a really huge lot of things that we can really use more. I will want to engage women, because women can do a lot of innovative things. There are women who are already into changing plastics, making mats, making decorative wall hangings, flower vases for holding flowers, and decorations. We will go into that, but all that will depend on the resources and funds.
Okay.
Yeah.
So lastly, as we dey try for round up the program, you make mention of you collaboration where you can do with the Freetown City Council when you don't get at them waste here, the one way you want for use for your project, you get rid of them, and the one way then for dispose of you can call council. What's your relationship basically with the Freetown City Council over the years, as you self they battle them for able to get rid of waste in our communities there?
I know they only just work in close relationship with the city council. City council and the Western Area Council, or what C for that matter, because we both operate in urban and rural, is that it is their mandate. If there is anything we are doing, then we are just supporting them. It is their mandate to make a clean city for us. And this particular GPIP is Global Plastics Innovations. It's also being implemented by the C40. And when you see the C40, our mayor, Yvonne Akisoya, is one of the management team of the C40. C40 is a group of top cities that are dealing on climate change and smart cities. It's a huge thing. So we partner through, of course, partnerships. We take operating license from the city council. We also partner with EPA, that is Environmental Protection Agency. Anybody who is like-minded in climate change, in environmental protection, water and sanitation, because anything that affects the soil affects the water system. Like when we talk about plastic polluting the environment, it's also polluting the water. So we also work with the water. Anybody who is like-minded, we partner with them. I have a very good working relationship. I generally have very good working relationship with anybody. City council is one of them. I have no problem with anybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lastly, whose message you want for left to community people them we can just throw away plastic waste just like that in the communities, they can just go left and a treat or throw away and a gutter. Whose message you want for left with today?
The message is I'm going to rather sound strong. I take a very strong stand. Let us stop for the litter with environments there. Because when I drop this one here, then the next one drops it here. It's being irresponsible. If I decide to pick it and go and dispose it the correct way, then bit by bit, we are going to get rid of plastic from the streets and the environment. Just like how it started in Rwanda. That is how they started it. It was a process, small, then they reached a point that there is no plastic on the street. So let's also do me. I want to see a Kigali in Freetown. I want a clean environment. I don't want when you are moving, then your eyes meet with this, then it meets with this. It's not really so good. All right.
Okay, they hope for get a cleaner environment, an environment we free of plastic waste, of litters them all over the place, an environment where we got at the no go dey block, because another thing we need for watch, we working good and clean salon. Yes, now we then they survive, but ensure say we dey good and clean salon bobo then dirty. They not take and go iban a treat. They not go take a iban a gutter. They know, because most times they don't take them dirty go na the proper dumping site. They not even can get the term. As you get them, we move small and see one corner, they go iban there. Or you see one gutter, they go iban there. So I'd rather we get council way I am sure they get their own way then they get at them dirty. Or we take responsibility as community people them. Because if problem come, now we all get for suffer 'em. Now we all get for bear that problem day. When flooding can happen, some of we not there at the slum communities then they, but we get we fumble then they, we get we paddy then they, we get people who care about them communities then they. And so if flooding affects them, it affects we either directly or indirectly. And so we all supposed to take responsibility of this. And not for just happen say, let's go where would I go affect them? Would I mourner go mourner them? We all suppose for look out for one another. Cause if when rain been come in February, we all been suffer. Some are even on common hills dry one before the issue side they go, it don't soak. Now we all contribute to climate change. Now it's affecting all of us. Now so if we not take time back, plastic waste go turn problem and it go affect we all. Don't forget say you be dey listen to the Truth Evening Talk where they come to you every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. I also say plenty thank you to my guest who joined me at the studio for let we discuss this important topic. A name na Grace Nilo Pillar. I need for land and name them, but plenty thank you to me guests. Also plenty thank you to me listeners and viewers, of course, for una time, una patience, and I also say plenty thank you to me producers, Ishmael Z Bangura, Kelfala Kagbo, and of course the technical team, Simon Kosa, Wosi Kamara, and Susise, Joshua Lee, and of course superstar DJ Muski. We've been there behind the mixing chamber for ensure say this program reaching her. Me we bring the program come to una, my name na Andrew Chopele. So till Friday back, I wish you all a blessed Lenten season and Ramadan Mubarak.
We rise every morning with truth in our hands.